Everything is gonna be all right this evening. Welcome to Exo Sports. We got the hottest sports talk show in the land. We got Brian, Aaron, Malcolm, and Terry. Don't you forget about me. My name is Emerson. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Exo Sports.
What? Episode number 35. Fellas, are we here? Are we here? What's up, my dudes? We're back for another great time right here on Exo Sports. Listen, my boys went down this week, but I'm still representing. You know what? I'm always going to be a Cowboy for life. Let's get this show started. Episode number 35 right here on Exo Sports. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, guys?
What's up? Go Cowboys.
Oh, man.
I'm glad.
Listen, man. Listen, it is what it is. I'm going to take it on the chin. Here we are. I see a San Francisco 49er fan down there at the bottom of the screen, but I'm going to take it on the chin. It is what it is, Malcolm. Listen. We lost, man. But my boys fought hard. We'll be back.
I know they played with no discipline, but we'll talk about it.
Yes, we will talk
about
it.
Let me talk to the subscribers right now. Let me say hi to any 49er fans out there. But also, Exo Sports Talk would like to thank our viewers and listeners for your support. We are currently streaming on all media and podcast platforms. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell. You can also join in on tonight's discussion by calling the number at the bottom of the screen. For those of you listening in, you can call in at 475-221-5006. Again, thank you for your support.
Thank you, fans.
Yes, thank you.
We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in each and every week.
I like the way he went from the headshot, mugshot, and then he comes back, he got the Niner hat on.
Yeah. How did he do that, man?
During the production meeting, he did not have that hat on.
It's cold. It's cold down here at Lambeau Field.
NHL update, Emerson.
All right, man, we're going to kick it off here in the world of the NHL. We're going to go with our top 5 power rankings for this week. We got the Colorado Avalanche. We got the Florida Panthers coming in at number 2. At number 3, we got the Carolina Hurricanes. Number 4, we got the Pittsburgh Penguins. And at number 5 this week in the power rankings, we got the St. Louis Blues. In that, the MVP race is really heating up. I just want to say the Avalanche have shown what they really made of with the healthy roster right now with a .736 win percentage, and their power plays have really, really improved. The Florida Panthers, they're on the rise in the power rankings, coming up from number 7 last week where they were at, and to score over four more goals in every contest they've had since Christmas, and they got like 21 goals overall in the last 3 games. I want to send a big shout out to this wonderful young player named Timo Meier, who scored 5 goals in a game to help his team, the San Jose Sharks, win over the Kings. He's the first Swiss player to accomplish that feat. So I just want to send a shout out to him. He was the number 9th overall pick back in 2015, and he's showing what he's made of. The 5 goals in one game. Yeah, that's just doing your thing, man. So he's out there on the ice showing out big time. Timo Meier, man, Exo Sports, we send a shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Like,
nice
thing,
man.
It was a good game.
That's nice. And still in the world of hockey, we got to send out a big congratulations to the first Black NHL hockey player, Willie E. O'Ree. They retired as number 22, the Boston Bruins. Kudos to Boston for looking up, for doing that big thing for that great player. And it's a big moment in history.
Absolutely.
Because the man, he entered the Hall of Fame in 2018. and it was a great job by them as far as making sure his number retired and recognizing that gentleman for all that he stood up for back in the day. He was in the NFL. It started off in 1957. So Willie E. O'Ree, congratulations to you and everything you accomplished.
Big time. Yes.
Thank you for
Pioneer.
Yeah.
one of the pioneers that everybody else stands their shoulders up on, in the NHL.
Yep.
That's definitely.
Thank you for being a
That's-
trailblazer.
Willie O'Ree.
That is
Yep.
truly awesome.
Yep.
Well, guys, Dallas, Texas, you think Cowboys, you think oil. But the 49ers went down Dallas and they struck gold
Goal.
and they beat the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to save the Cowboy guys for last. And since Terry has on his nice 49ers hat, Terry, start us off. How did you feel?
Good. Honestly, I was surprised. Surprised at the penalties. Surprised that after Gregory tried to jump the snap count twice, that coaching staff didn't talk to him and say, "All right, guys, that's it. Cut it out. Let's play football."
Staff.
I was surprised that going into the game, I expected to hear your CeeDee Lamb, expected to hear Diggs' name a lot, Micah Parsons. I expected to hear those names, and I went back and watched the game again, and you just didn't hear their names being called. I'll give kudos to Kyle Shanahan. He had a great game plan. Our front four did a great job putting pressure on Dak. You could kind of see the momentum swing a little bit once Bosa went out. Got him a couple, I brought him probably 2 or 3 more seconds in the pocket. And, Dak was he was getting a little bit of momentum. But, for me, the big surprise was when we went down and scored first and they panned to the sidelines and they showed McCarthy's face. And to me, it was just it was shock on his face. And then they panned to the players. And I think the Niners throwing the first punch kind of threw Dallas off their game plan, off their rhythm. But I also got to give credit to Deebo Samuels. He is not Tyreek Hill, but he's a Swiss Army knife. Great victory. Jimmy G, you almost gave me a heart attack at the end of the game, but we pulled it out. Let's see what we could do next week down Lambeau.
Emerson.
Okay. My emotions are all over the place. When a loss like this happens, heads need to roll, as they say in the working world. Somebody needs to be held accountable for this. And I don't know where to start with that right now, but I want to first tip my hat to the San Francisco 49ers of a well-played game, situational football. You guys showed that. You exhibited on the field. You made sure that your players were disciplined and you didn't hurt yourselves, even when you had a few false starts here and there because our defense was showing blitz packages. You were able to really get the ball into the hands of your playmakers, and that being that dude, that bad dude. His name is Deebo Samuel. What a game plan by Kyle Shanahan. I was very disappointed the way the game ended for the Cowboys. Being a Cowboy fan, I'm very disappointed at the 15, 14, 15, 16 penalties. I don't know. It shouldn't have come down to that last play where Dak is scrambling. There were 2 minutes and like 37 seconds where Dak had a chance to lead his team to victory, and it didn't happen. So we're going to go into the offseason this year with a lot of different answers to be made. I don't know about the free agency, what that's going to look like for us. We have over 22 free agents. This was the year to really make some noise. And I'm sure Malcolm can agree with me on it. This was the year. We had the team. We had the depth. Once again, I was always afraid of that front four by the San Francisco 49ers. Those guys are just solid football players, and they just keep coming. They keep coming. But I want to say this. When they entered into the locker room, when they came out of the locker room at Texas Stadium, they were led by a guy that had a big radio, an old school boombox, and he was holding it on his shoulders, and they were playing some wild rap music. And I was like, oh, wow. They really feel very confident about themselves. I don't know who the dude was that was holding the boombox, but somebody need to give him a shout out too. Because I haven't seen a boombox that big. I don't know when, but big ups, and I tip my hat as a Dallas Cowboy fan off to the San Francisco 49ers. Big win. We should have been more prepared and more disciplined. That comes from coaching. I won't get into that.
Terry, can I ask you a quick question? When somebody on the 49ers do something special, don't they wear a gold chain with a medallion?
Yeah. Yep.
They had that boom box. They came in with a boom box.
Yeah.
Little locker room.
Without my radio.
Yeah, a little 80s style.
Yeah.
Chain. Okay.
That was
Malcolm.
Yeah, you gotta give your hat off to Shanahan and the Niners. You know, they pulled it out. And I'm gonna tell you, Dallas found a way to definitely blow it because they were totally undisciplined. Too many penalties whatsoever. I mean, it was just stupid, idiotic penalties, especially when they were coming off the field on third down. I mean, you had one player tackle an offensive lineman, another dude push another guy's face mask up into his head on third down. You gotta know what you gotta do to get off the field. But like you said,
situational football.
But Dak has to pull that team out of that. You know what I mean? True, he can't do nothing about the penalties, but he has to pull his team. He has to be a leader and pull it out of him. And he didn't do it. You know what I mean? Debo didn't kill us, but he did a good job. You know, he did score a touchdown, but he didn't kill us because they stopped Debo a couple of times from getting the first down on sidelines and was tracking them down and was stopping them. So they did their job for the most part, but they did not do their job between the ears. They were not thinking as a playoff team. They're not ready, obvious.
Yeah.
You know, obvious. They're not ready. So that's a part of coaching. Like you said, the coaching staff's going to change anyway, because for some reason, everybody wants to, you know, pick everything from Dallas right now. You know, everybody wants their coaching staff and stuff like that. So it is what it is. If they go elsewhere, they go elsewhere. But it starts with the top. McCarthy, he told his locker in the halftime locker room, he told the guys, hey, we got to stop the penalties. We got to play ball. And we got to come back and win. We need to start a score when we come out. They come out, first 2 snaps, false start. What are you going to do? First 2 snaps after halftime, false start. Like you said, it ain't a matter of them getting them out. Hey, teams have scored on us before. Heck, we come from behind before and won.
Situational football.
They didn't come to play. They're not ready for it. So you go home and you sit back and lick your wounds. It won't be a different team next year.
So I got a quick question.
You want to say coaching staff? You want to get rid of special team guy too?
No.
Did he do a fake punt on you?
Yeah, so that's my question. That's my question.
I know where Terry's going. I know where Terry's going. Fake punt, and then you get a delay of game.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, my question is, what do you guys think happened?
I know they said what happened. They said what it was. Once they had a turbo play called in. They were supposed to do a backup play with that same offense, with that same punt team, and direct snap to the running back and go straight up. But y'all kept the same starting defense out there, and y'all had the defense up. So what it was, with 18, it was actually 18 seconds. That's when they said offense run out there. Offense ran out 18 seconds is plenty of time to snap the ball. What it was, the referee stood on top of the ball saying, hold it. And Dak's like, move out the way. He's like, be patient, relax. He's like, relax, what? You got to move. As soon as the referee got out the way, the time was up. That was on the referee. We were out there, 18 seconds. They were out there. They were ready. Referee stood over the ball, stood right there over the ball. I guess he was saying, let's see if there's any changes. That way, that it didn't matter changes. Everybody was out there that needed to be out there. That was on the referee, and they're still talking about that. That the referee should have been standing there. They said the referee stood there from 9 seconds all the way to the end, and he moved at 2 seconds when he expected Dallas to snap the ball. He's supposed to get out the way. Dallas told Dak said, yo, move out the way. He said, relax, Dak, relax, like this. Hold him, he said, who you telling him relax? You got to get out the way. And he stood there. So that's what happened on that play. But it is what it is, like you said. But that same special team coach that you said should be fired wound up getting a first down on y'all. That was a good call.
So
Great call. That was a great call.
Isn't that coach, the former Giants head football coach son?
I don't know.
Oh, Fossil?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, that is his son.
It said Bones. It said Bones Fossil.
Yeah, that's his son.
So
he did a good job this year. I
The
can't
late,
stand it. Like I said,
Jim Fossil.
kudos to that guy because let me say this right now. In all my years as a Cowboy fan, I've never seen more 2 punts in the same season. He had 4 block punts in the same season. Okay. Not only that, he had the best punter this year. The best punter made the Pro Bowl. He had the best punter this year.
And we still them boys.
We got to move on, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, I'll jump real quick. See, congratulations, your team. Your only team that's left in the playoff hunt. So kudos to that. But in that opening drive, the Niners came out like when you go to work, most time, as soon as you get there, you're already looking at your watch. Break. When's break? And you're looking, when's lunch? So you just seen one team that came out was like, yo, we coming in to put in that work. You ain't getting no break. You ain't getting no lunch. You're going to work. And they just pound the ball right down on the first opening drive to let Dallas know, here we come. What you going to do? And y'all just came out flat. Yeah, so it was a good game. You tried to come back. You didn't. I'm not blaming the ref. You want to blame Dak. You can say that too, but
we lost.
You lost.
That's it.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah.
you lost. It was just so bad that nobody's even talking about the 49ers. They're talking about what Dallas did or didn't do.
Yeah.
We're going to my thing on the game was I thought the Cowboys were flat. I thought the Cowboys were really feeling good about themselves because they put up 50 against Philadelphia. And then all of a sudden they got hit upside the head and they didn't come out into play, in my eyes, until the second half. And it was too late. Kudos to the 49ers for staying ahead and beating the Cowboys, and the lights are off in Big D. Dak Prescott, I think the Dallas Cowboy fans were right to throw trash at the referees. What was Dak thinking? Harry.
He wasn't thinking. Part of me feels like he was trying to save face because they had just asked him about the fans throwing stuff at the Cowboys players. And he explained, we work hard all year. But then when they mentioned that they were throwing stuff at the referees, he was like, well, kudos to them. I feel like he was just trying to get back in the fans' good graces. Shouldn't have been said. The referees, they do their job. I mean, there's been plenty of times during the course of the season where the referees have been wrong. But this one, you can't pin it on them. It was uncalled for. He apologized for it, though.
Okay. Brian.
Definitely can't say that. And I think it was the heat of the moment. He just words came out, foot and mouth before you speak, and it came out the wrong way. But he's being the franchise quarterback. Maybe he'll learn from this, and he just got to accept it and take it and take ownership of it, and just chalk it off as, yeah, I should have did this. I should have do this next time. So I'm sure this is a learning experience for him.
Mm-hmm. Malcolm.
Hey, we're human. Yeah, there was no malice behind it. Everybody knows Dak's one of the good guys. It's no secret, He missed, he might have misspoke, but whoever misspoke at times, it happens. I mean, it is what it is. Because like I said, the referee's got a hard job. People got to realize that. I mean, whether it's basketball, football, or even baseball umpires, they got a hard job. I mean, they're not going to get it right all the time, which is a game of human error. So you just hope that they're not the focal point of the game. But yeah, it was wrong, and he apologized for it. Good for him. It is.
Emerson.
I was very disappointed in Dak. Ian, guy, gentleman, up for the Walter Payton Award, Man of the Year Award.
I'm getting that.
To express that type of, to condone that type of behavior. And I think they asked him twice, to see if really want to leave this out here like that. And he kind of just stayed with it, what he said. And I'm glad he was able to come back and apologize about the comments that he made, because no one wants to see officials or anyone have any type of debris thrown at them. So I was a little disappointed in that.
Sound like a true politician.
Mm.
Chiefs. Tomahawk the Steelers. Oh. Malcolm.
Tomahawks being too kind. They got their butt whooped. I mean, they got thrown all over the field left and right. They made Big Ben look like Big Ben. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, here's your last game. Goodbye. So hey, the Chiefs are just sit there as business as usual. They went about their business. That's all to
it. Emerson.
They got beat. Period. It was over when it started, man. Come on. That's it. Oh, man. Big Ben became Little Ben. It's all over, Ben. Go do something else.
Yeah. Terry.
What? Did anybody on this podcast think that
Nope.
it was going to be a different result?
Nope.
Brian had sent a text out, I think late first quarter, saying he wanted to fire the offensive coordinator, and it was zip. And I told him, hey, you should be thankful for that. Is you got him zip is late first quarter. But I think we all knew, Kansas City's like the Golden State Warriors. You can only hold them down for so long. If you don't put up points, they're just going to bust through and put up a bunch of points, and that's what happened. They just put up a bunch of points on you guys.
But Pittsburgh only had like 9 yards, like total, like in those first. Like, I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
I mean, you
NFL team. Are you kidding me?
You were like a boxer in
I was loving it.
In a heavyweight fight. You were grabbing, you were holding on, and then
just talk about the knockout punch early.
You got tired and you got knocked out.
The knockout punch early.
You know,
still a little woozy.
No miles.
But kudos, kudos to Tomlin, right? 15, what is it? 15 seasons, winning seasons at Pittsburgh. So,
never
it was a good season. Good season.
Brian.
It was what I thought it was going to be. As Denny Green would say.
There you go. There you go.
They were who we thought they were.
Who you thought they were.
Me
And we
and
let them off the hook.
me and Aaron had to talk about this before the game, and he was like, "I think we could pull it out. I think we could do it." I'm like, "Man, who you fooling, man? Stop playing. Stop fooling yourself, man. You're just waiting for heartaches." And the game started out. We made them punt 4 times. We didn't get any points, and that's when I texted you. I'm like, "It's over." Because like he said, I knew once they started clicking, it was all over. Because I'm like, you got no points, and the defense had to score for you. It was horrible. Then I meant to check to see that was a NFL record, but he had like 20 yards passing in the half. NFL quarterback in the half, and I had like 30 yards rushing. It was horrible.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
Well,
Yeah.
for me, I thought Pittsburgh would have a chance if they could run the football. With that short passing game, I thought that was going to stay home, and Pittsburgh would play like they played against the Cleveland Browns when they said, "Okay, Big Ben, we're going to put the ball in your hands and let you throw the football."
Little bit.
Everybody was in the box. The short passing game was not going to work. The defense put up 7 points, and you go 4 out. Eventually, that the other team, especially with the high power offense that Kansas City has, they're going to say, "We're going to get you. We got you now.
Little bit.
We figured you out." I've been saying this to my brother all along. I don't think Big Ben could play another season.
Little bit.
The first thing I would have done, I would have never let the offensive coordinator get on the plane. Now, some people out there will say, "Aaron, you're a little loco." But if you take a look at that awful passing game this year, Big Ben was still able to beat Buffalo,
Little Ben.
beat Cleveland twice, beat the Baltimore Ravens twice, and
Don't
was
forget-
still able to get the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs with that awful offense. Watching the games this year, when the games were late in the fourth quarter, then the offensive coordinator would say, "Okay, Ben, you call the plays that you want to call."
Little Ben.
I keep hearing Little Ben, but
Little bit.
I think we just got off the segment of Dak saying the fans were right to throw trash. Not a good day to start that, Em. Not a good day. Walk
Well,
somewhere else.
Y'all got a break when the Ravens didn't have Jackson in one game. The other game, you got a break when their coach imploded by not kicking a field goal, by not kicking the extra point.
Oh, yeah,
by going
yeah,
for 2.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oxy.
you got the W's, but it ain't like you totally killed them with it. You won the game.
But here's the
Ben-
kicker. Here's the kicker. What you just said, Malcolm.
You got the W.
We not move the W out of the way. One, it was coaching. Tomlin over John Harbaugh for what? Instead of taking the field goal, he did what?
He tried to go for 2. He tried to go for the win. He said the reason why he went for the win because he had no DBs left. His DBs were hurt. He didn't want to go in overtime.
He had no other choice to say that when he lost.
Yeah. But also, you can't do nothing when Jackson's out the game. Like I said, your Mason Rudolph days are coming.
No, Jackson
So
was there.
next
Jackson
man up.
played that game.
No, not the second game.
Not the second game,
I said
but the
second
first game. I
First
know what
game
you're
they played,
saying.
yes.
You're right.
Yeah,
The
first
second
they played.
game, he didn't play.
Yeah. But like I said, and you barely won that game.
Yeah,
But we won.
yeah, we
Yeah, you
shouldn't have
won.
been there.
So-
We were
you
lucky
should've
to
won.
get there. We shouldn't have
But
been
the
there.
thing about it was,
So if Pittsburgh was scoring, you think they would have outscored Kansas City?
if
Blow for
Pittsburgh
blow,
it
toe to
goes-
toe?
It goes like this, T. When the offense of Kansas City is on the bench, you cannot score without not having the football.
Yep.
You're the one controlling the clock. So
Well,
your defense spotted you 7 points.
I told you,
And
G,
in
though.
return-
That's not enough.
I told
That's
you
not enough.
you have to put up at least 28, at least.
But
and you still
you were
will probably
in a
lose.
position,
but you had to put in
the
28.
position to move the football, and you couldn't do it. If you go four out against Kansas City, you're doomed.
Yeah.
They're going to catch you.
Yeah.
And they caught Pittsburgh.
You think it was because Big Ben had those gloves on? I mean,
It was cold. It was
you
cold.
know, I don't know. Did he
cold.
play with one glove or two gloves, or I'm not sure.
It wouldn't have mattered. He could have had on no gloves.
I find it fascinating, Emerson. Your team lost, and you're sitting right next to me on the bus, and I'm not going to share my lunch with you.
Well, what's the coach name for Kansas City? What's the coach name?
Andy Reid.
Yeah, he was in the box too. On the field. Oh, they couldn't do nothing. We was outclassed, outmatched, outgunned.
Well, let's see what happens this season coming. Raiders
Good luck
entered
with
the
that.
jungle with no compass and lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. Emerson.
Listen, Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. That's going to be here for years to come. I'm not even talking about the other two receivers they have with Boyd, and I mean they just got weapons. Higgins.
Yeah.
I mean they just got weapons. Toss it to Mickens, Joe Mickens, and let him run wild. Mixon, you know, let him run wild. It's just they're stacked. They're stacked. They're stacked. They're stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're representing the AFC for the Super Bowl.
Anything's possible, Terry.
Big win for the Bengals. Initially, I thought they were going to have some jitters, but Jamar Chase, Mixon, like Emerson said, they have a good team that could be good for a long time if everyone can stay healthy. They could make it to the Super Bowl. It's not impossible. If they can play up to their potential. Now, let's not forget that they are a young team, but if they play the way they played this past Sunday, they can make it.
Let's see. Malcolm.
They are a very good team, and they're young. I think this was their first win in 31 years, first playoff win in 31 years, which, like you said, hats off to them. Good job. And I'm a big Joe Burrow fan anyway, ever since he was, playing at LSU when I watched him play there. I mean, the man did things at LSU I've never seen any quarterback do in college. I mean, he controlled that team. He ran the offense. He did some great things down there. And he's showing up to his number one pick, which he was. And Cincinnati got him. They're building around him, and they're building a good team. They need to complete that offensive line a little bit, and they need a couple more pieces. I think they're a couple pieces shy. I'm not going to say going to Super Bowl because the AFC got some tough teams coming in, and it's going to be tough. It would be good. It's going to be entertaining, though. It's going to be a great weekend coming up.
Excellent weekend. Greatest time of the year.
Yeah.
The greatest time of the year.
They are growing up in front of our eyes. When we did our predictions when the season started, I thought they would be the team on the uprise. Didn't think they would be ahead of Baltimore, Cleveland. I thought they would be third, and I said the Steelers would be last in that division. I had it. But, yeah, they're growing up in our eyes, and they got a good young nucleus. As Malcolm said, I agree. I don't think they're ready for Super Bowl yet. I think they could need a couple more pieces, a little bit more seasoning. But Burrows is truth. Wide receiver, truth.
Yeah.
So sky's the limit for them if they can just keep that team together, stay healthy, keep doing the right thing. Cincinnati's a little iffy.
Who was the receiver doing the inky shuffle? Somebody was doing the inky shuffle.
Oh, the tight end.
Touchdown, huh?
Yeah,
The
the tight end.
Yeah.
That was cool. That brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
Icky was there. That's why.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
It was, though they're in the AFC North, it was nice to see Cincinnati go to the playoffs. They got great fans out there, patient fans out there,
Yes.
very patient fans out there
Yes.
that support the team through some bad years. And I mean, some of the things that went on in Cincinnati, some of the players, I think at
Yeah.
1 year, 8 players got arrested.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And
That was on Marvin Lewis watch. I mean, he was there for 15 years too. Marvin Lewis was
then
their
they
coach
were-
for 15 years.
Yeah.
they were beating Pittsburgh in the playoff game on a Saturday night. Perfect hit
Brown.
Antonio Brown,
And he hasn't been the
Cracked
same.
him. 15-yard penalty. While they were trying to get Antonio off the field, one of the Cincinnati guys pushed the official. The official was like, what? Threw the flag, and Pittsburgh wins the game.
Yeah, they had some knuckleheads.
I remember that.
Yeah, they had some
And the-
knuckleheads.
It's
And
called
the
passion,
fans,
man.
the fans were just like, hey, well, that's our team. Going home, losing like that. And you can't argue and say, we were robbed. You're seeing it right in front of your eyes. Exactly. One, Burfict hitting Antonio Brown illegal. And then 2, you're looking at your team push the official to put them in field goal position to win the game. I
It
know a
was
lot
always a
of
physical
fans in
team.
other teams would have been booing, throwing things onto the field, but they were a class act, and now they've got a quarterback for the next 10 years. I just hope Pittsburgh can find a quarterback in the next 10 years. Oh, dark days ahead.
Mason.
Yo, don't it
Mason
seem like we
Rudolph.
just did our draft preview
Mason
thing not
Rudolph.
too long ago? Boy, that
Mason
season went by
Rudolph.
quick.
Say
Rudolph.
that again,
Yeah.
Brian?
No, I said that season went
Rudolph.
by quick. It seemed like we just was doing our draft predictions of players. That's
Yeah.
just how quick that season went by.
And we're going to be getting ready to do our draft again come April.
Yep.
Oh, Rudolph.
Yeah.
Get my magazines ready.
Buffalo Bills take down the New England Patriots,
Boy.
sending Belichick home. Terry.
Didn't see this coming. I knew Buffalo had a good chance to win the game. I picked the Patriots though. I just didn't see a Bill Belichick team getting beat down the way they did. Kudos to the Bills, the offense, to the defense. It just, you know what? Sometimes it's your time. Another team has it coming.
Mhm.
That's what happened Saturday.
Yep.
Patriots, it was their time to get a beat down, and they got it. But Bills look good, man. Bills look real good. All phases of the game, man. They look good.
Yep. Malcolm.
Definitely. They made Bill take his hoodie off, and put on a parka. And it was cold out there.
Yes.
And Bill got the cold shoulder because they put a beat down on that team. And he said you could take your rookie quarterback, and Josh Allen played like a baller. I mean, he ran that team ragged. I mean, he just did a great job, and the whole Bills coaching staff did a great job in executing all the things they had to do when it came down to Belichick and his team. And they made the Patriots look bad. They look real bad, But that's football for you. It is what it is. Move on.
Emerson.
The Listen, Buffalo came and put the hammer down. I did not see that coming. Belichick, he's a genius, one of the best coaches of all times. And I thought Mac Jones played well enough to really pull off the upset.
He had a good year.
He had a really good year, and I just thought, they were going to go down there to Buffalo and do something different. But it was over. It was over early. I mean, real early. Big up to Buffalo there and the fans at Orchard Park and all the guys that had their shirts off in that cold weather. Big ups to them, too. They got some diehard fans.
Yeah.
But guys, the game before, New England had played Miami, and Miami crushed them.
Yep.
And before then, the New England Patriots quarterback, it seemed like teams were figuring out the blueprint on him.
But Miami always played New England.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do.
Yes.
Yeah, they always
Always
play
do.
tough.
They do.
It was interesting that Miami beat them, and I forgot the team that they played before, that the quarterback was not looking that good, and Buffalo was ready to fight there.
Yeah.
And New England came out flat in my eyes.
Yeah.
But hey, sirrah to that. Brian.
Yeah, and I agree with everything everybody said. I thought New England would do the same thing that they did the last time they played them. They would just be physical and just run the ball. It seemed like they made a conscious effort to throw the ball. But you got to give Buffalo credit. They did what they did. I was shocked in the way that they beat New England. I was watching the game and I was like, well, after the half, Belichick, everybody know they make great adjustments and they'll come back or make it interesting. And it was no comeback. It was no fight. They just continued beating on them. So, but it's a good step. Young quarterback, young team. Belichick seemed like he has them going in the right direction because I didn't think they was going to be in the playoffs, honestly. So, good win for Buffalo.
Emerson, would you give Belichick Coach of the Year?
No, I can't give him Coach of the Year. There's a few other coaches I think that are more deserving. He did a wonderful job with Mac Jones this year. My hat goes off to him, but Coach of the Year, I can't give that to him.
Okay. Malcolm, would you give him Coach of the Year?
No, it goes to Mike Vrabel to me. Mike Vrabel did a great job keeping his team together.
Terry.
We talked about this before. I would give it to him. Just based off of no one saw the Patriots having the record that they had this year. And I feel like going in, all the quarterbacks that got drafted, even Mac Jones, even though he may have had the most potential, I feel like everybody on this panel right here felt like he was going to be a project. And Belichick took him and won some games with him. Made it to the playoffs. I don't think anybody expected that. So that's why I think I would give it to Belichick.
Brian.
That's very debatable, but I don't think he would get it in my eyes. But was this one of the best coaching jobs he's done? Yes.
Yeah,
I would say that. But I can't give it to him. Not with this, not this year, not with that.
Interesting. Los Angeles Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals. Malcolm.
Los Angeles came to play. They said, we're not going to sit here and dilly-dally with you. They went through all their emotions, hit their receivers, hit the running back. Cam Akers looked good. I mean, they came out to play. They said, defense, go get them. And they attacked Kyler Murray. I mean, he threw that stupid pass from the end zone, the interception for a pick six. It was crazy.
Terrible,
It was terrible. It was terrible. He just played terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm so surprised they ain't getting on Kyler Murray. I swear, if that was Dak that played like that, they went crazy. All right, they would have crazy. But he played terrible, and the Rams made him look bad. And the Rams came to play. So business as usual with the Rams.
Emerson.
They showed up, the Rams, and they showed out. Tyler, I was a little disappointed in some of the decisions that he made at that quarterback position. When you're playing in a game of this magnitude, and I know this is his first playoff appearance, and you have to be ready. Everything counts. Everything matters. Every yard, every play, field position, and I just don't think he was ready for the moment. Big up to the Rams and that coaching staff, and I got to give it up to the Wonder Kid. Coach
Okay,
Sean
Terry.
McVay.
Like Emerson said, everything counts. Every play counts. Every game counts. I think early in the season and even before the season started, we talked about their potential. I had them winning the division, as much as I hated to say it. They have a very good team, and they started out well. And then everybody was picking them to win the division. You had people saying they were going to go to the Super Bowl. But towards the end of the season, they had some losses. I know Murray was hurt a couple games, but they just didn't look the same as they did starting off the season. They did not end it well. The Rams, got to give them credit. Everyone showed up. Stafford, Aaron Donald,
Beckham.
Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp, who's always open. I don't know how.
Always open.
But he's always open. Their defense showed up big.
He's incredible.
Yeah. They have a lot of firepower on that team. So
Terry, how many catches did Kupp have this year? Anybody got that stat?
I don't know.
I'm not thinking. He didn't break the record though.
No?
Nah.
But he
I
broke
think it was
it.
129, something like that.
Something crazy.
And wasn't he? And I was speaking to one of my coworkers today. We were talking about him, and I asked if he was a first round pick, but I think he was like a third or fourth round pick.
Something like that.
He's good.
Maybe even a free agent. Man, I don't know. Is he
Brian.
undrafted?
Yeah. Well,
he
Kyler
got
Murray,
drafted.
I think first year in the playoffs, you see the limelight, the lights might have been a little bright. Oh, you get a little taste of that, and you learn from those. Arizona never really seemed to be the same once D-Hop went out. It seemed like their offense never really was clicking the same way it was. But I predicted the Rams to win that game. I took the Rams to win that division. They just got a lot of talent. The picks are trades that they did make showed out in that game. The Miller, Vaughn, Beckham. So they got a lot of offensive firepower. If the quarterback can limit the mistakes, keep them limited, they should do well. This game coming up is going to be tough as well. But big win for them. A big win. Can't wait to go to that stadium next year.
As far as Cooper Kupp, wow, I didn't know this, yo. He had 145 receptions.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
I don't know if that's the record or not. Jesus,
that's crazy. That's
and he
crazy.
had 1,947 yards. That wasn't the record either, I don't think. And he had 16 touchdowns.
Bro,
that wasn't the record either.
So
I think Jerry Rice, Rice got the record for the yards.
I think right. No,
Yeah.
what's your name?
think so.
Who is it? Oh my God. They said who it was. Jesus, it's escaping me right now.
Not all.
What's your name? My man got the record for receiving or yards. What's the name? From New Orleans.
Thomas?
Nah, the one Thomas. Yeah, I think Thomas got receptions. I think I could be wrong.
He didn't even play this year.
Jerry Rice has touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Guys, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers defeated the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was pretty much the Buccaneers.
Ho-hum.
Yeah, beating the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ho-hum,
Yeah.
dum-dum.
I am going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Why'd you show up?
Kudos
But
for the kid for getting there. Give him
the
that
most
hers. Give him
interesting
kudos for getting
thing
there.
that Emerson thought was quite interesting was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach Bruce Arians, aka the Street Fighter, hit a player upside the head. Coach Arians was fined $50,000 by the NFL. Was Coach Bruce Arians right or wrong for smacking a player upside the head? Malcolm.
He was wrong. He was wrong. Like you said, these guys are grown men. I mean, they're not going to tolerate none of that crap, when it comes to coaches. They don't care who you are. These are all millionaires out there, for the most part. So they're gonna have their own pride. But it might have been an emotional moment for Coach Aaron. So you get a pass on him, but he still got fined. So he can take that check to the bank.
Right side the head.
Terry.
That's what
Batman. Where's that Batman at, Keithy?
That's what Mike McCarthy should have been doing.
Good. Sorry, man.
That's all right. That's what McCarthy should have been doing to the Dallas players. But no, all jokes aside, that's not a good look for Bruce Arians. You have to show your players respect. You can get in their face, get on them, but putting your hands on them, that's a different ball game. And I really think that Bruce Arians is lucky because his player actually looked to see who hit him, because he could have just assumed that was somebody from Philadelphia and turned around and hit him. And then this whole situation would have flipped on the player for no reason. So, but that's something that Tampa, the NFL, I think Bruce Arians got fined $50,000. I think you said,
Yes,
Emerson.
it was.
Yep.
So,
Brian.
Sometimes you gotta have a few good men. You gotta straighten them out. Gotta keep them in line. You got players, running, taking their clothes off and stuff. You gotta straighten them out. So
Jesus.
I can't handle it.
Yeah, well, my man, he just, coach,
Oh, man.
what you do in the old
sounded-
days sometimes.
That sounded a little bit from The Godfather from Mo Green.
Mo Green, I made my bones and you wearing diapers.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Emerson.
Listen, I had a field day with that. I couldn't stop laughing. It was a coach slapping a grown man upside the head. Pow! Get over here.
Yeah.
I thought that was his daddy. Like, get over here. What are you doing? I told you not to run in that street. Pow! Listen, man. Only thing was missing. Coach Bruce Arians, he didn't have on his Kango hat. I wanted him to have on his Kango hat. That was the only thing he didn't have on.
Oh my goodness. Well, Bruce Arians, if you ever get a chance to watch Football Life, you'll see where a segment where the Cardinals owner said, "Never in my life have I had someone come in for an interview and started dropping F-bombs all over the place." And that's what Bruce, and he's chuckling about it because he was still in disbelief that, one, this guy's dropping F-bombs in an interview and he still hires him for the job. And Bruce Arians is, he's lucky that the guy didn't turn around and just hit him, because if you notice in the game, Bruce Arians had an ice pack on his Achilles.
Man, he's from New Jack City, man.
And if the player would have just turned around and just react, Bruce Arians would have fell right down on his keister, and Brady and all of them would have had to be talking about, well, was the coach right for doing something like that? And it takes away from the upcoming game with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but he went over there,
Rams.
hopping over there. He was hopping. Get on it. Wow.
Well,
barely walk. He
because-
was all unstable.
Because at the particular time,
Oh,
the Eagles were moving the football, and not the Rams, but Tampa Bay doesn't have much room for error now. Their defensive line is beat up. Their wide receivers, they're thin at wide receivers, so they don't have enough room for error. And that player was about to make a mistake and hurt the team, which probably would have been a 15-yard penalty.
hey,
But it still doesn't make it
all
right.
that. As your boy John would say, he slapped a grown man upside the head.
Yes, I thought Emerson would get a kick out of that.
Hey guys, before we move on, just want to give a shout out to Skippy in the chat.
Yo,
And he had-
Skippy.
Yo,
He's got a question for Aaron.
Uh-oh.
Aaron, can you tell me what time the Steelers play this weekend?
Whoa.
Hashtag terrible towel. Hashtag terrible team. Hashtag go
Whoa.
Titans.
oh man.
Whoa.
Skippy.
Oh, Skippy. Good job, Skippy.
Yeah.
Good job, Skippy.
Skip,
Uh,
Skippy.
We
got me
appreciate
there.
you, Skippy.
Yeah, you got me there, Skippy. Pittsburgh will not be playing this week. But boy, I wish Pittsburgh could have played Tennessee, because Skippy, we've beaten you the last 2 years in a row. But you're moving on. I wish the Titans nothing but success. But you got me
Skippy
good,
telling me,
Skip.
take that
Yeah.
terrible towel and wipe yourself with it.
Yeah, good one, Skip. Bengals
Thank you,
versus
Skippy.
Yeah.
Bengals versus the Titans. Emerson, who do you have?
Oh my goodness. Is Derrick
Give
Henry
it to me
playing?
quick.
I know, dude. Is Derrick Henry playing? Do we have any
You won't know until Sunday.
okay.
Spot duty.
Joe
No, you're
Burrow.
not getting 30
Joe Burrow,
carries.
Jamar Chase. Nobody can hold Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow in the Bengals. Take the
Malcolm.
Bengals.
I'm gonna go with Burrow. I mean, it's tough to go against the number 1 seed right now because they're hot and they're playing great and they're getting healthy. I'm gonna go with Burrow
Okay.
and the Cincinnati
49ers.
Bengals.
49ers versus the Packers. I'm going to start this one off with Brian.
Sorry, T. Man, I can't, can't go against that. Yeah. State Farm, man. State Farm, man. There we go. Gotta go with
Stay
it.
far.
Double check.
Stay far.
Double
Stay
check.
far.
Yeah, every time you look,
Double
he's on
check.
TV. Just State Farm, man.
Double check.
The frozen tundras of
Terry,
Lambeau Field.
I'm just going to say this real quick. Mama, there goes that bad man again. Terry? You want
I
Skip to
can't
answer
go
the
against-
question for you?
I can't go against
Huh?
Aaron Rodgers because I don't know. I can't say that Jimmy G can play a perfect game. That's where it all comes down to. I don't know if Nick Bosa is going to be back. We need that pass rush. I don't know if Warner's going to be back at that middle linebacker position. So we'd have to play a perfect game with them. Got to play a perfect game without them. Just don't see it. It's going to be cold. I got my hat on. I need gloves. I think they said that it's going to be like 16 degrees game time, and then it's going to go down to 6. But
Mm-hmm.
they said they couldn't win before. So they got a shot. We got a shot.
Nah, he ain't getting off the hook that way. That ain't
So
a
you
pick.
saying
Pick somebody.
you got a chance.
Pick somebody.
We got a chance. We got
You
a
got
chance.
a chance.
You have a chance.
Yeah.
You believe.
Rams versus
believe.
Buccaneers. Malcolm.
You know something? I'm gonna pick the Rams on this one. Tom Brady goes home.
Ooh.
Good night, Tommy.
Emerson.
I'm going with the Wonder Kid, the Rams, Sean McVay, and the Los Angeles Rams. They're going to beat Tom Brady. He'll be yelling at his offensive line, Brady, while he's getting up off the carpet.
Bills versus Chiefs. Brian.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Yes.
Terry.
Bills. I think this is their time. We kind of talked about it earlier. We said this is where they show and prove. They got to beat the Chiefs. Here we are. I think they do it. Josh Allen, you ready?
I'm going Bills versus the Chiefs. Bengals versus the Titans. Skippy, I'm going with the Bengals.
Whoa!
Oh, no, hey.
Look
Yeah.
out,
Skippy.
I'll be waving something in the air.
Make sure you show up next week.
Yeah,
Talk
definitely.
About them
Man.
terrible, that
Right.
hashtag terrible team.
Don't hide, Skippy. All right.
T, please don't be sitting next to me next week on the bus.
Hey, you know what? If we lose, I'll be waiting on you guys to come
I
pick
got
me
a
up
feeling he
since
gonna
you
be
guys
there.
are already there.
We're going to
So-
drive right by you.
I got a feeling. I got a feeling.
Oh,
I
man,
got
the
a feeling
pictures all
the
in that
49ers
station
are gonna
wagon.
lose.
Episode 35 is at an end.
Then that's it, folks.
Uh,
It's
Good
all
night,
over,
everyone.
Terry. It's all
Terry,
over, Terry.
Tell me about that
Got a shot.
subscribe button.
Oh.
Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Hope you listened to the show, enjoyed the show. Please hit that subscribe button and tell your friends and family about the show. Everybody
Yeah.
have a good night.
And Skippy, thank you.
yeah,
Brought me
Good
come
night,
back.
everybody.
Go
Join
Niners.
in next
everybody.
week.
Go Niners.
Good night,
Go
everybody.
Niners.
Emerson.
Hey, I just want to tell everybody,
Niners.
make
Cowboys
sure you don't
fans for
slap
life.
nobody upside the head this week, okay? Have a good week, everybody. Just don't slap nobody upside the head. That's just wrong. That's just wrong.
I don't know.
Please.
I got a couple people at work. I might just do that tomorrow. I don't know. So,
They'll be waiting for you.
yeah.
Thank you for tuning in.
Exo Sports Talk does not share the opinion of some of our.
We don't condone slapping people upside the head.
Especially at work where you're trying to make a living.